Hey everyone, welcome back to another recap podcast from SNXweave, where we give quick weekly recaps of news and important updates from the previous week from the Spartan Council and core contributors, as well as discuss what the Grants Council and ambassadors are up to, so let's get started. As everyone probably knows by now, the voting period is almost over, so if you haven't voted yet, be sure to cast your ballots in the next 2 days. If you need some help making informed voting decisions, be sure to check out our attendance and participation report for Q3 to see how your elected council members fared over the past 3 months. And if you couldn't make the panel, don't forget to listen to the recording to hear this epic Spartan Council nominees speak to their candidacy and discuss their vision for synthetics. Next, in V2X updates, the priorities and progress for these final SIPs remain the same as last week. But as for V3, NOAA said they are essentially feature complete in terms of what V3 is being rolled out with. The auditors have provided feedback for SIP 301 and it's being incorporated. The next major milestone will be migrating the staking side of the protocol over to V3, which NOAA says they are confident can be done by the end of the year. For Perps V2, the re-architecture is currently under review and the first features are being scoped out. The SIP for this is currently in draft. Last week, the Council also discussed atomic swaps improvements, with Caleb saying the direct integration SIP is progressing well and is key to improving swap volume. He added that he is already in talks with 1inch about a potential integration, and expects volumes to reach $100 million very quickly under this new framework. Daniel then asked how reduced synth liquidity affects atomic swaps. Now, Fief explained that while scaling is a challenge, scaling to 10x or 100x current volume is a whole different problem than just maximizing utility of curve pools, which is the main focus. Lastly, there was one SIP presentation last week, SIP 278, to enable nominations during the voting period. Jordan presented this, explaining that it means including a change in the governance module that allows users to nominate themselves during the voting period. Community members have expressed a concern that legitimate candidates may miss the nomination period for a given council election and therefore would not be able to run. Jordan said the primary focus of this SIP is to increase governance participation and give candidates every opportunity to nominate themselves. The SIP was approved with all 8 votes in favor and has since been implemented. In Grants Council updates, JVK spoke with a developer who will be working on the NFT Mint project to sync up on what he needs from the Grants Council for him to proceed. The council will be working through the details to get him what he needs to start, and one of the bigger items to avoid delays is the whitelist. This ties into the Spartan Score project that we discussed last week, which will be used to generate the whitelist in order to avoid Sybil attacks on the Mint. As for the stats page, there are 2 main issues remaining to get the data to a place where the team will feel comfortable with its accuracy. It's currently not picking up atomic swap data or loan data. They'll be working to solve this before launching the page. As far as the OP funding initiatives, the Quenta trading program is currently in progress, and the Grants Council has also been moving forward with the DHedge documentation project. Cyrus from DHedge has requested sample documentation to guide their efforts, which Mike is currently working on providing. In Ambassador Council updates, the website is developing nicely, and Jay joined the call last week to give a progress update. The design work is mostly done, so the team will now be creating a Notion page to write out the remaining scope and any other feedback they have for the final site. The council was also approached by the Granary team after the Spartan Space they had with them about a potential incentive collaboration with synthetics. It would start with a small amount for an initial test period, so the ambassadors will be coordinating with the Treasury Council to see if this is something they would be interested in funding. And that's it for today's updates. Be sure to check out our weekly recap blog post, share this podcast link, and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear more about from SNXweave. Thanks for listening.